And also in Uruguay, the electoral campaigns are developing with little more than a month remaining, and the enthusiasm in the streets is low, according to the supporters and militants of the parties. Our correspondent Mateo Grille gives us more information.
En elecciones pasadas, esta plaza
In
congregaba
past elections, this square gathered dozens of supporters of the Uruguayan political parties, all with the same goal, to convince voters to back their candidacies with their votes. But this time everything seems different because the public attends with certain apathy to an electoral campaign that still seems far away from the people.
que aún parece muy lejana de la gente.
Tranquilo.
Very quiet. I find it more boring this time. We like politics and debates, and a little bit more of heat. I find it very calm and quiet. The discussions seem silly. They don't go to anything deep. Always within the same thing. I don't know. I find it extremely boring. I'm already waiting for the elections to vote and get out of this because sometimes I'm embarrassed to watch TV and see the comments and proposals. A disaster.
Although the different parties have intensified their campaigning activities, there is still no electoral climate. Many believe that citizens do not show interest, which is a huge problem.
I think it used to be different. Now with social media and all that, it seems to me that it has been changing little by little. People are not very interested either. I think we're not that interested in the political world, and I think it is a huge problem. Because in the end, it is what is going to forge our future. So I think we are lacking in that sense.
Some candidates for the next legislative term argue that the lack of discussion of proposals is becoming evident and that this is an objective of the political right.
We know that the campaign of the right is going to be like, the less political discussion, the better. The less program discussion, the better. Like you were saying, it's a campaign where you show muscles, where you show somebody surfing, somebody walking a dog. Well, we are talking about something else.
For others, the lack of commitment is also the result of the dismantling of spaces for participation and ideological formation.
Another element that reduces the levels of discussion, participation and activity of the people is the loss of ideology. Here, there are shared responsibilities of many organizations that in government have dismantled themselves from the spheres of discussion. And this leads to the fact that any media discourse drags people along.
Scholars mold this situation and argue that the emergence of social media determines a different type of electoral campaign.
Social media leads to the weakening of certain types of campaign and the promotion of others. Does this mean that the style of politics in Uruguay has changed? No, it can change. But there must be both. Social networks are a tool. The tool can be used in one way or another. Here, what happens here is that the parties are very strong.
In spite of this situation, everyone agrees that over the next few weeks, the intensity of the campaign will influence the population, which will end up going to the polls on October 27 to elect a president, a vice president and renew the entire Senate and Chamber of Deputies.
Mateo Grille, teleSUR, Montevideo, Uruguay.